What's the one thing about foster care that nobody warns you about? For me, it wasn't the endless court dates or the heartbreak of saying goodbye. It was realizing that sometimes the kids who need you most are the ones who've learned to need nobody at all. Daniel was 14 when they placed him with us. 6 foster homes in 3 years. The social worker handed over his file like it was radioactive. He's self-sufficient, she said, which I learned was code for good luck getting through to him. First night, he unpacked 1 backpack. That's it. Everything he owned fit in a worn JanSport. Where's the rest of your stuff? I asked. He shrugged. This is it. Easier to pack when they move you. My wife Sarah tried so hard those first weeks. Made his favorite foods, bought him new clothes, set up his room with posters of bands he liked. He thanked us politely, ate quietly, kept his door closed, never asked for anything, ever. 3 weeks in, I found him doing his own laundry at 2 a.m. Daniel, what are you doing? He didn't even look up. Ran out of clean shirts. I told him we do laundry on Sundays. He could just ask. I don't need help, he said. 2 months passed. Daniel was the perfect foster kid. Too perfect. Straight A's. Never broke curfew. Cleaned his room obsessively. It was like living with a polite ghost. Sarah cried one night after he'd thanked her for dinner and excused himself again. Then came the day I got sick. Food poisoning. Brutal. Sarah was at a conference. I texted Daniel I'd left money for pizza. His response, okay. An hour later, my bedroom door creaked open. Daniel stood there with a tray. Soup, crackers, Gatorade. WebMD says you need electrolytes, he mumbled, not making eye contact. Before I could thank him, he was gone. Next morning, there was a note on my nightstand. Hope you feel better. Made breakfast burritos. They're in the fridge. The breakthrough came stupidly. I was assembling this nightmare bookshelf, cursing the instructions. Daniel appeared in the doorway. You're doing it wrong, he said. I laughed. You think you can do better? For the first time in 4 months, I saw him almost smile. Yeah, I do. We spent 3 hours on that stupid bookshelf. He told me about the foster dad who taught him basic carpentry, the only one who'd kept him more than a year. He had a heart attack, Daniel said quietly. His wife couldn't handle 3 foster kids alone after that. That night at dinner, he asked Sarah about her conference, actually engaged in conversation. When she mentioned the car was making weird noises, he offered to look at it. I know a little about cars, he said. Turned out a little meant he could basically rebuild an engine. 6 months in, we got the call every foster parent dreads and hopes for. Daniel's aunt in Oregon had finally gotten her life together, passed all the checks. She wanted him. His aunt came by 2 weeks later. Nice lady, genuinely trying. Daniel was polite, distant. She showed him pictures of her house, his potential room. He nodded, said all the right things. She left promising to start the transfer paperwork. That night, Daniel knocked on our bedroom door. First time ever. He was holding a folder. Can I ask you guys something? Sarah practically yanked him inside. He opened the folder. Legal documents. I've been researching. I'm old enough to have a say now. If you wanted, maybe we could. He couldn't finish. Are you asking if we'd adopt you? Sarah's voice was barely a whisper. He nodded, then quickly added, but I get it if you don't want. I cut him off. Daniel, we've wanted to adopt you since week 2. We just didn't want to pressure you. The adoption process was complicated. His aunt had to agree to terminate her rights. Lawyers, courts, home studies, all over again. Daniel apologized constantly for the hassle. We had to keep reminding him. Family isn't a hassle. The day the judge finalized it, Daniel wore a suit he'd bought himself, with money from fixing neighbors' cars. I wanted to look like I belonged, he said. As if clothes could determine that. As if he hadn't belonged since the day he made me soup. That was 2 years ago. He's 16 now. Still does his own laundry sometimes, but at reasonable hours. Still says thank you too much. Still climbs on the roof when he needs to think. But his room is a glorious disaster. Clothes everywhere, books scattered, gaming setup taking over his desk. It's the most beautiful mess I've ever seen. Because it's the mess of a kid who knows he doesn't have to pack anymore.